What's up everyone, Lex DeVille here, and in this video we are going to build upon our last video, which was about proposal funnels on Upwork. In this video we're going to be talking about, we're going to do 4 ways to open your proposal. So if you haven't seen last week's video, boom, up in the link up above, check that out. You will definitely want to see that because it's going to help you figure out why you're not getting responses to your hundreds of proposals that you're sending, why nobody's looking at them, all that stuff. But today, it's about 4 ways to open. So it's first lines, the first line of your first paragraph of your proposal, because the first step in the proposal funnel is to get viewed. Before we go any further, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want my updates, and click that notification bell so you never miss a video. So let's talk about these opening lines. 4 ways that you can open your line. So if you recall, the first step in the proposal funnel is to get the client to open your proposal. They have to open your proposal before they can read it. So what we have to do is say something in our very first line, because most of you aren't using headlines, so you just need to say something in your very first line that gets their attention. What are those going to be? Number 1. And I'm going to start with the one that makes the most sense. It's the most common. It is the easiest because it does not require much in the way of relevant knowledge or past experience or creativity. It is just the most simple and also the most likely to get you a response. That is basic you focus. And so you focus is an approach of, first of all, starting with the word you. It doesn't always have to start with the word you, but that's the easiest way to do it. Start with the word you and then say you need a, and then you just repeat whatever the client said in their job post or their job post title. You need a virtual assistant to help you set up your Shopify store. So there's 2 parts to it. You say you need a, and then you repeat whatever they said they need, and then you say to help you with, and then you just put in the thing that they need help with. It's that simple. That's the basic you focus approach. Number 2, another good way that you can get people to view your proposal is to ask a relevant question. This is going to be something that is relevant for their business and is going to be relevant based on maybe your experience in that industry or just based on what you see in their job post, so that maybe you can get a little more clarity. And they probably won't respond to your question. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. This is just about getting attention. Are you struggling more with Shopify design, or is the problem more related to something else like your copywriting? So if I'm a virtual assistant, or if this job is about virtual assistantry for a Shopify store, then this might be a little bit relevant. Trying to narrow down, what do you actually need help with? That's the question that we're trying to get at here. So the first one is saying you need help with this thing, and you would go on to talk about how you do that thing. The second one is asking for clarity on what they actually need help with. The third one, number 3. I'm reading this off my screen, by the way, in case anyone's remembering, just so I can remember what I said for earlier, what I wrote down. But number 3 is surprise them with something unexpected. So in this example, we want to say something that they're not expecting. We want to come out of left field at. Now this one requires a bit more creativity. It doesn't really require so much industry insight and knowledge, but it requires you to go into your creative place in your head and pull something out. This week I set up 3 Shopify sites for dead people. Okay, they were on the brink of death, but really they weren't. But their business was, until they hired me to help. So the first thing we say here, we are surprising them with something unexpected. They're not expecting us to say, you set up Shopify's for dead people. They're not expecting us to talk about death at all. And then we swap it around by saying, okay, they were on the brink of death. So we're opening it up a little bit, and then we're saying, no, they really weren't on the brink of death. We're just going back and forth. We're surprising them. We're playing with this a little bit. And that, when you do that, it makes the client smile. And we want to make them smile because when you make a client smile, you get in rapport with them. You make them feel good. Things that make me feel good, I want that around me more often. So now I want to get to know you because you were a little bit more creative than all of these other spammy textbook freelancers just copying and pasting their proposals. Number 4, shock. Shock and awe. Shock them with a big number. That's what we want to go for in number 4. So the last Shopify store I set up, John's Tiger Stripe Men's Panties, generated $100K in just 30 days after launch. Okay, so this one could be a surprising one if you use what I just said, but what we're focused on here is that 100K, and it doesn't have to be the number of sales they made. It could be anything. It could be to the number of leads they generated, the number of opt-ins to their email list, the number of people who downloaded their app. It could be any big number. It doesn't matter if it's a monetary number or not. It just needs to be a big number. So when you see this, they get shocked. They say the last Shopify store I set up generated 100K in just 30 days after launch. That's a big deal, because if I'm a new Shopify store owner, that's what I want. I want to generate 100K within my first month. That's amazing. So that is going to stand out. Now, all of these, the goal here of all of these is to get the person to click on your proposal and view it. We're just trying to get them to read more at this stage. We are not trying, this is not to get us hired. Nothing I'm saying here is going to get me hired. I still have to have a fully filled out proposal. I have to have the other pieces of that, and we can talk about those later on at a different time, whatever. These are just some opening ways to open. Don't copy and paste these. You need to make custom opening lines, but you can use basic U-focus. You can ask a relevant question. You can surprise the client. You can shock the client. Those are all good ways for you to start your proposal with something that is actually going to get the client's attention and stand out compared to other freelancers. And when you do this, you're going to get more clients clicking on your proposal, which is going to lead to more views and ultimately more responses, which may turn into more hires at that later point. If you have any questions, drop them in a comment down below. I know this video is a little bit shorter than some of the ones we've been doing lately, but I wanted to come in and help you guys with this because I feel like a lot of you are missing this part. You all start with, I have 10 years of experience. I mean, you know this stuff. If you've watched any videos on my channel, you know this stuff. I have 10 years of experience. I've worked for XYZ company. I really like your job post, sir. I really want to do this job. I am fully qualified, super expert in this exact thing that you need, even though I have no proof of that. Those are all the things that freelancers normally say. So try one of these if you're struggling to get clients to view your proposal. If you're struggling to get views on your profile, and you're sending a lot of proposals out, then you need to change that first line, because the first line is all the client sees when they are looking through freelancers. They only see the first line. That has to be good enough to get them to click so that they can view the rest of your profile. Yeah. I think that's about it for this topic. We just got featured as an Upwork resource. Pretty cool deal. They're featuring my profile as a resource for freelancers now, so everyone who thinks I don't know my stuff can suck it once again, because Upwork says I do. And that's all I've got for this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.